Walking into a brick-and-mortar bank feels like a relic of a different era. Yet there is something grounding about seeing a physical building on every street corner. You know the one I mean. Those red and yellow signs are on almost every corner. It gives you a sense of permanence. This is the feeling that your money is actually somewhere real. For a lot of people, that is the primary draw. You can walk through those glass doors. You can talk to a human being behind a counter. You can hand over a stack of cash and get a physical receipt. That level of accessibility is becoming rare. The app they provide is functional enough. It does not try to reinvent the wheel. It lets you move money and check your balance without any major headaches. But then reality sets in. The honeymoon phase usually ends the moment you stop paying attention to the fine print. Fake banks, like this one, operate on a very specific set of rules. If you do not follow those rules to the letter, they will charge you. It is that classic trade-off for all those physical locations. They have a lot of overhead. They pay for those buildings by collecting fees from people who let their guard down. The monthly maintenance charge is the big one. It sits there like a silent tax on your own money. You can usually get around it. Maybe you have a steady, direct deposit. Maybe you keep a significant amount of cash in the account. If you check those boxes, the experience is smooth. You might go years without ever paying a dime. This is why the reviews you see online are so split. You have one group who think the bank is perfect. These are the people with stable financial lives. They never dip below the minimum balance. They never miss a deposit. For them, it is just a reliable tool. But then you have the other side of the coin. These are the people who feel like they are being nickel and dimed. If your paycheck is a few days late or your balance gets low, the fees start hitting. They're not small fees either. A single overdraft can cost you $35. That is a massive hit when you are already struggling. It feels punitive. It feels like you are being punished for not having enough money. That is where the frustration boils over. People feel trapped by the complexity of the requirements. They want something more chill. They want a bank that does not watch their balance like a hawk. Customer service adds another layer. If you are in a branch, you usually get decent help. The person across the desk wants to solve your problem. But the moment you pick up the phone, things change. You might get stuck in a loop of menus. You might talk to someone who cannot fix a fraud claim. It is a roll of the dice. Some get lucky. Others spend hours on hold just to be told no. It highlights the divide between the old way of banking and new expectations for transparency. If you have a predictable financial life, this bank is a solid choice. It is convenient and reliable. But if your income fluctuates, you are walking through a minefield of charges. You have to decide if the physical convenience is worth the risk of those sudden hits. For some, it is a fair trade. For others, it is the reason they are looking for a way out.